Hey guys, welcome to December's home video. This month I'm going to be showing you how I make soap from scratch. I've tried a few different recipes, but this one's my favourite as it has only 3 ingredients.
Firstly, you'll need 95 grams of caustic soda, also known as sodium hydroxide or lye. Secondly, 239 grams of distilled water. And lastly, 532 grams of coconut oil in liquid form. An optional extra is to add some essential oils. Other things you'll need are a hand blender, some scales, a couple of towels, a mixing bowl, a spatula and a stainless steel spoon. Make sure it's stainless steel. You'll also need some soap moulds with cardboard lids. If you don't have these, you can use an old milk carton with the top cut off and slice your bars once they've set. I'm going to use an old yoghurt pot for this first step. Measure out the distilled water and the caustic soda. Once you have these first 2 ingredients measured out, take your stainless steel spoon and go outside. This part can be dangerous, so please take care and be safe and cover up. Add the caustic soda to the water and stir it briefly. It'll get hot, so be careful and never breathe in the fumes. Leave it to mix and cool. Meanwhile, measure out the coconut oil. I warm it up for a few seconds in the microwave. And once that's ready, make sure you have everything set up and close by. Once the caustic soda and water mix is cooled, bring it inside and add it to the coconut oil carefully. Don't splash it. It will sit at the bottom of the bowl, so firstly use your stainless steel spoon to mix it with the coconut oil. Then you can take your hand blender and mix it up. Be careful not to splash it as you use it. I stop every few seconds and mix the layers together to make sure it's all mixed in smoothly. Keep going till it becomes thicker. This can take anywhere from 7 to 20 minutes. Once it looks like this, it's ready. And if you want to add essential oils, mix them in now. I'd suggest up to 10 millilitres for a batch of this size. Next, transfer it into the soap moulds and then allow the saponification process to continue by covering it with towels and leaving it for a day.
It's now been about 24 hours, so it's time for us to unwrap the soap and see how it did.
For this part, you'll need a container with a cardboard base, a chopping board, a knife and a peeler. Next, it's time to unwrap the soap.
Okay, so here you can see my finished soap. We've managed to make 4 of the ovals and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the oblong shape. Now this one, as I took it out, I trimmed it down. There was also a little bit of discoloration. Sometimes that can happen with the transfer from the cardboard when you place it over the top. If it ends up touching the soap, then the colour can transfer. So you can easily remedy that by just shaving it off with a knife or with a peeler. I've also smartened up the edges on this one with the peeler too. So I'll just demonstrate that on one of these here. So there was, as you might be able to see, just a slight bit of discoloration there. So I'm going to try, I like to save the shavings, so I'm going to use this pot. I'm going to go around the edges first just so that I can get access to that discoloured area. And if I can't get it at it with my peeler, which is not quite wide enough, I can just use the knife. Now just be really careful here and shave off gradually. You might want to use a smaller knife. The reason I've got a big knife, I'll show you in a moment what I'm going to use it for. But yeah, so you can just shave it off like that. As you can see, it's now all gone. So we're just going to tidy up the edges. So it's really simple. You just take your peeler and you go over all the edges. Just sort of gives it this uniform look. You don't have to do this at all, it's just something that I quite enjoy doing. Something else that I've learnt during lockdown. A little bit of mindfulness. Can get a bit messy, but there you are. So just going over the edges here, so you end up with that finished look. So once you've got rid of all the excess, you we've got a nice bar there ready to go, ready to be wrapped, gifted or used. So there you are, that is the first thing I'm doing with this oblong bar. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to chop them up. Sometimes this is too big to use. I mean, it's great when you're in the bath or the shower, but you might want to have one for a hand soap. And if you don't have much space on your sink, then this is a great alternative. Now, you can chop these up to any size that you like. It's really absolutely totally up to you. But this size is really nice. You can just chop it down the middle like this, that's why I like to use a big knife. Now again, you'll probably want to trim the ends up, and as you can see, it is starting to flake already. That means it's starting to set. So the soap does need some time to cure, and the longer you leave it for chopping it up like this, the harder it's going to be. So it's going to be much harder to do if you left it a few days or a week even, than to do it the following day. So I'd really advise you to do it sooner rather than later if you're going to make smaller bars. Again, I'm just going to tidy this one up. And this is my mini bar. So there you are. It's a smaller hand size soap or travel soap if you like, ready to go. So there you go. So I've now trimmed off all of my soap and it's ready to be cured. Now, in order to use the soap and make sure that the lye has completely finished its job, you have to let it cure. Now this essentially means that you're letting all the moisture come out of the bar so that it can work effectively and not just disintegrate when you use it. You can use it straight away, though it's not advisable. It's not going to be as good for your skin, and also it's not going to last anywhere near as long. So when you cure your soap bars, the most important thing is to leave space around it just to let it breathe. Now I'm going to leave this on top of my kitchen cupboards for about a month, and then after that time it's going to be ready to use. So there we have it.
Thanks for watching my video. I hope you feel inspired to make your own. Remember to be safe and enjoy your homemade soap. Thanks for watching.